Under the cold shroud of a moonless night, I found myself ensnared in a harrowing drive from the city's concrete jungle of Brooklyn to the desolate wilds of Vermont, to the isolated sanctuary of my friend John's cabin. Our weekend plans of snowboarding were set. At the time, I possessed two distinct sets of wheels, a slick 2013 BMW 3 Series and a rustic 2006 Ford F-150. That bone-chilling night, the Ford F-150 was my beast of burden, its bed brimming with my snowboarding gear. The isolation of my journey intensified as I drew closer to my destination, only 45 minutes away, with the merciless hands of the clock striking a foreboding 10 p.m. The world outside was a monstrous blend of pitch black and biting cold, the serpentine roads shrouded in a relentless snowfall. Not a soul shared the road with me at that ghostly hour. However, my truck had its demons. After its recent return from the mechanic, it had developed a maddening propensity for hiccups. On this hauntingly desolate road at this unholy hour, it chose to betray me again, with the engine convulsing and its temperature gauge slamming into the menacing red zone. With a gut-wrenching sense of dread, I had no choice but to surrender to the beast, slowing down and crawling to the side of the road, entrusting my fate to the beast's cooling process. But my hope was brutally shattered. No matter how slow I dared to move, the engine screamed in protest, the needle racing back to the fatal red. Resigned, I pulled over, turning off the ignition and braving the darkness and biting snow to look under the beast's hood. But in the inky blackness, my efforts were futile. Desperate, I tried reaching out to John, but the road was a veritable black hole, swallowing my T-Mobile reception hole. Stranded, alone, and helpless, I felt a cold terror creeping up my spine. Climbing back into the truck, I coaxed the beast back to life, letting it idle, at least finding solace in the truck's heat against the bone-chilling cold outside. Another failed attempt to drive, and I was forced to succumb to the beast's will, helplessly waiting. My heart pounded in the silence. Suddenly, headlights appeared like a beacon in the dark. A small Toyota, a speck of hope on this lonely, forsaken road, came to a stop. The driver, a local it seemed, handed me his phone, his gaze unnerving as I dialed my friend John and a nearby towing company. I returned his phone with a mumbled thanks, and with an uncanny silence he slipped back into the night, his car disappearing into the all-consuming blackness. The bone-chilling darkness wrapped around me again as I waited. Turning off the headlights, I was swallowed by an abyss so dark I couldn't make out a thing beyond my windows. A chilling feeling of isolation crept up on me, my only companion, the games on my phone, a feeble attempt at distraction. Suddenly, a jarring bang against the passenger side window jolted me out of my illusion of safety. I was met with a shadowy figure outside, a man pleading, his voice a desperate cry against the frigid air, begging me to open the door. All I could make out was a hulking figure shrouded in a massive black coat. I fought against my instinct to help as he pounded on the glass, trying to force his way into my sanctuary. A primal fear seized me, and I followed my gut instinct, driving away at a reckless speed, the engine wailing in protest. And then I saw it, a sight that sent a shiver down my spine. The same Toyota from before, abandoned on the side of the road. The footprints in the snow revealed by my taillights a damning testament to the deceit I had narrowly escaped. With my engine at the brink of destruction, I drove on, relief flooding over me as the headlights of the tow truck appeared on the horizon. The rest of the night was a blur, from meeting John at the body shop to spending the weekend snowboarding, trying to shake off the icy tendrils of that night's ordeal. The truck was sold off, the overheating problem traced back to a broken water pump. But the chilling memory of that night, of the man who had tried to worm his way into my truck under the guise of desperation, haunted me. I was thankful for my instinct that night. Had I unlocked the doors or lowered my window, I might have found myself in a grisly tale of murder, my killer lost in the vast wilderness and my name, a chilling echo on that forsaken road.